I'd have to go back and look. We kind of do it by series, and how many plays we get depends on how well the offense does. But we got a ton of reps out there, and things are starting to take care of themselves and clear themselves up, and guys are showing us that they can do it, and it's good to see a lot of the progress.
Scott, how would you characterize the scrimmage, the second one?
I'd say this one's a little better than the first one. Still not quite where we want it. I'd be surprised if it was where we wanted it right now. The one thing I want to see our team keep doing is when they hit the turf on Memorial Stadium, I want to see juice. It's on when you hit the turf, and it should mean more when we're out there. Sometimes it's tough to get that juice when you've been practicing 2 weeks and we're scrimmaging right after 3 straight days of practice and walkthroughs. But I want to see more energy right away when the guys hit the field. It was better today than the first one, but I want it to feel like game day when we're out there.
What way was it better than the first scrimmage?
Execution's starting to get better on both sides. I think their understanding of the schemes is getting better. Their mastery of the techniques is getting a little better. We're still making mistakes. Offensively, the last 3 practices before this one, our tempo has been hot. It's been great. And then we got out on the field in scrimmage, and it kind of slowed down. The tackling on defense has been really good for 3 days. We got out on the scrimmage live, and it wasn't quite where we want it to be. So it's just a matter of taking the practice reps and the techniques to the field and falling back on our training from practice.
Scott, where do you stand in the court decision as it pertains to your quarterbacks?
We're kind of down to a 2-horse race now. I think Andrew Bunch has done some great things, but it's kind of down to Jebbia and Martinez now. They kind of take turns having really good days, and both of them continue getting better. Both of them are operating the offense well, and we're going to continue to let it play out from here forward.
I know in the past you said you don't really like a 2-quarterback system in the season. Why is that your line of thinking? Why do you prefer just having one guy?
Well, I was a quarterback, and if you would have taken me off the field for half the series, I wouldn't have felt comfortable out there and like I was in a rhythm. That being said, right now, if we had to play a game today, both guys deserve to play. So we'll see how we manage it. I know even when I was in school, Coach Osborne wanted to intentionally give the next guy reps, actual meaningful reps, because you're always going to need a second quarterback. So the competition's still going on, and we'll see where it lands at the end. I'd prefer it if it was one guy, but if we need to play the other one a little bit to get them ready, we will.
What have they done well, and where have they struggled?
Yeah, I think they both have strengths. Jebbia is running it really well, but his strength is his accuracy and arm strength and decision-making in the passing game. Adrian throws it really well, but he's a little better runner. So it really comes down to who's going to operate our offense the most efficiently. We have enough weapons on offense, I think, that if we have a quarterback play well and efficiently and get the ball to the right guy on time, we can be pretty dangerous on offense. The other big key is we're going to have to take care of the ball and not turn it over, and we had a couple of those today that I didn't like.
How did the QB picture really look today?
I'd say Adrian probably had a little better day today, but that's not always because of the quarterback. Just thinking back, there was 3 bad snaps to Jebbia on his series that he had through the course of the day, and they killed drives. So, other times the quarterback might go through his progression perfectly and a receiver runs the wrong route or drops a ball or doesn't get open. So it's not always the quarterback only. Guys around him have to play well and do their job in order to really evaluate the quarterback. Yesterday, Jebbia had a great day. Today, Adrian had a really good day, and it's kind of been back and forth like that through camp.
When do you guys start introducing Akron, and when do you have to kind of have those talks with players about specific roles and depth charts and things?
We're going to start making decisions on depth chart in the next few days. We won't really look to Akron until the end of next week. We're going to try to get a couple bonus days for Akron, treat it like a regular week, but the couple practices right before Friday and Saturday, right before we take our Sunday off, we'll probably focus a little bit on Akron.
How good is your running back room look, and how close do you feel like you're finding 3 or 4 top guys?
Running back room has sorted itself out real well. The whole group has really improved. Ryan Held's done a great job with them. Feel like we've got really good depth there. Right down the list, Zigbo's a lot better than he was last year. Greg Bell has come in and done good things. Maurice Washington has done some special things. Wyatt Mazur has done good things. Wilbon's done good things. Jalen Bradley, right down the line, the guys have improved and are playing well. So I think we have good depth at that spot.
How many would you be willing to play, you think?
We could play 3 or 4, depending on what their roles are and who stays healthy. I didn't mention Trey Bryant. You know, he's looking a lot better. He was doing great and kind of tweaked his ankle, just a minor ankle sprain, so that kind of has slowed him down the last couple of days. But he's obviously a guy that we're going to be able to get a limited number of carries to, and he's pretty special when he has the ball in his hands.
The class is starting Monday. Will there be any walk-ons you guys put on scholarship for this upcoming season?
We'll see. I can't wait to put my first walk-on scholarship. It's going to be a happy day for me when I see that come to fruition and see our plan for walk-ons take the next step. But we're not going to hand them out. The guy's going to have to earn them. They're going to have to be out on the field. They're going to have to do things the right way and represent Nebraska the right way. And we'll see if we have any coming up right away in fall. But I expect some of these guys to get there sooner or later.
Anything jump out defensively today?
No, I thought early on in the scrimmage, the defense had their way with the offense. Now, we started backed up at the -1, so it was a long field for the offense. But Coach Shenander was kind of calling it the way he would call a game early on, and some of the pressures and movement and stuff got the best of us on offense. Later on in the scrimmage, I thought he calmed it down and kind of called a basic game, and the offense had some good drives. So I want to see consistency. I want to see a little more energy, and I want to see him take the tackling technique from the practice field to the game field.
That's a lot of options at safety and a lot of competition back there. Does Eric like to play 2 guys primarily, or how many guys is he regular snaps are?
Our ideal situation on defense would be have 2 guys that we trust to play and play them both at every position. We play fast on offense. That leads to our defense having to play more snaps than a lot of defenses do. When we're at our best on defense, it's almost like hockey lines coming onto the field with another group of guys that we can trust. Defensive backs was one of my big concerns coming into fall, and we've done a really good job as a coaching staff. I think Coach Fish and Coach Shenander and the rest of the guys are adding some good talent there. The 4 freshmen we brought in have a lot of potential. Getting some transfers in has helped us a bunch, and the depth there has changed, and the competition there, I think, has led a lot of the guys that have been here to play better.
How do you feel about special teams and just how that's kind of sorting out and how you balance that within your practices?
We put a lot of emphasis on special teams. Javon DeWitt does a great job with that. It's great to see we have some guys that are selling out for those roles, and that's what you need. We need our starters to play on 1 or 2 special teams to understand the importance of it. But we also need some guys that are dedicated to that and become great special teams players, and some of those guys have started to emerge.
Hey, Scott, you had a bunch of former players watching today. Why was that important to you to have that sort of day? What's behind that, the thinking behind that?
Jason and Grant were in here the other day talking. Steve Warren was here last night. The message is the same. When you're a part of this Nebraska brotherhood, you're not just playing for yourself or your team. You're playing for all the guys that came before you and after you. I want that connection to be back. We got all those guys up at lunch. I can't wait to go up and see them. There was a bunch of guys here from my team, and it's always special to see that group.
Scott, put this in perspective. You're halfway through fall training camp. Where is this team right now, and what needs to happen in the next 2 weeks?
I know we're better. We're a lot better than we were at the end of spring. We're miles ahead of where we were in January. Now, how much we've caught up to some of the other teams that we're going to play this year, I don't know. I won't know that till we get on the field and get an opportunity to compete and see where we are. But I know we've made a ton of progress, and I can't wait to test it out.
At least in practice, how good has your defense been against stopping the run?
Our defense has been pretty good at stopping the run. It's been great to watch the last 3 practices before the scrimmage, because when offense executes right, they get the best of the defense some, and on other plays, it doesn't get out of the backfield. So I think it's been a give and take, and that's what you want if both sides are improving. Half of playing defense is getting hats to the ball. I think most of the big plays you see in football happen because there's only one defender there, and if you make that guy miss, it turns into a big play. our guys are starting to understand how to hustle to the ball, how to get a lot of hats around it. That's how turnovers are created, and that's how you prevent big plays. It's getting better.
What sort of potential does this offense have this season, do you think, your offense?
I think the sky's the limit for this offense, but again, we're going to have to execute well, and we're going to have to take care of the football. We got enough talent on offense, if we execute, to be really good and dangerous on offense. Sometimes first year in a system, it takes a while to get there, but this group has picked it up pretty quickly. We just have to be able to operate with efficiency, even when we're going fast and in the fog of war while the game's going on. We can't let ourselves slip then. We have to be even sharper in game situations.
Scott, Fan Day is tomorrow night, 2 hours with all the fans. It's going to be a big crowd. What do you remember as a player and as a media?
It's always great to see fans. I said this publicly, every day in Nebraska's Fan Day. If I go to Walmart to get new diapers, I'm going to see fans. So, and it's awesome. 99% of the time, people are great, and it's awesome to see them. Look forward to that environment tomorrow. And I think our players are getting excited about the enthusiasm around the state for Husker football.